Hello guys, it is Liv Loves Literature. I know it has been eons since I've been back here, but I am alive and well. I have returned. But yeah, we are going to dive straight into it. So this is a summer recap basically of what I ended up reading this summer. Obviously, you already know I have my handy dandy laptop here. Hopefully my iCloud has synced. It probably would have been better for me to check that beforehand, but you know. Yeah, and it did not sync. It did not sync. Hold on, y'all. I think this is good. I think this is a good angle. It's feeling summery. It's feeling whatever. This is a shirt, and I'm wearing shorts underneath in case you're wondering. You know, no need to, Anyways, let's talk about it. As you can see, my bangs are getting long. I can barely even see. I have the fan going in the background. I hope you can still hear me though. But anyways, we're gonna dive right into it because we read some bangers this summer. I feel like this has not been the year of the banger. This has not been the year of the banger. I have not really read too many books where I was like, oh my gosh, this is a crazy book. I have not had that feeling truly since teenagehood, and I don't know, is it that I'm an adult? But I'm also no, because when I read that Darth Vader fanfiction called Vader's Angel, which I talked about in my April and May wrap up or something, when I read that book, I felt the way that I used to feel about, when I read that fanfiction, I felt the way that I used to feel about fantasy in my teenage years. So I don't know if it's just something has happened to me. I'm changing, my brain's developing, I don't know. Anyways, let's get into it. So in the month of June, I read 6 books, which is really amazing because I started off the summer in a slump. Because whenever I shift from one thing to another, I always get into a slump. Right now I'm in a slump because I have shifted from summer mode to work mode. And my brain is thinking about that, and it's shoving other things aside, and it's making room for new things and new routines. So I have to wait for my brain to get adjusted for me to fit reading back into my schedule, if that makes any sense. Because I'm a huge mood reader, and if my life is kind of taking over my brain, then I'm not in the mood to read. So yeah, anyways. So yeah, I was going from work to summer, and now I'm going from summer to work, so now I'm in another slump. But anyways, June, I read 6 books. The first book I read was The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. Okay, this book, This book is, wow. So this was, wow. It says love was closer than they knew. So this book is about a girl and a man. Wow, shocking. A girl and a man, and she is, it says she's shy and bookish, and she's working for a publishing or editing company, I believe, and she doesn't really love it. There's this book that she loves by this author, and she she goes out on a limb, and she's like, maybe I should just contact the author, because the author's unknown, and they wrote one book and never wrote another one for this fantasy series. And she's like, let me just go out on a limb and email this author. So her and the author start emailing back and forth. Okay, typical. And then at the same time, a new man moves into her apartment complex. It turns out that's the man, but they don't know. So it's one of those they knew each other all along but didn't know it, and also low-key were falling in love in real life, in real time as well. I enjoy these. I won't say it's my favorite trope in the world, just because I don't know, it's never too exciting for me. But I rated this 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was very cute and very bookish. If you want a bookish book with black characters, this is it for you. I wanted to make it a statement to read more than one Black book this summer, and I did. I did make a video about what books I wanted to read this summer. I don't even know if I even touched any of those books on that list, but hey, I read 17 books this summer, and I think I did pretty good. So that was the first one. That was rough. Next, we have The Teachers of Hardwood High, P plus B. So this is a series that I'm reading by Nina High. And yeah, so this is the third book, I want to say. So each book follows a different set of teachers who fall in love at Hardwood High. This set was Priest and Bentley. Bentley is like not a first year teacher, or is she? I think she might be a first year teacher. And Priest was one of the coaches and whatever. But yeah, it is an age gap, so like I didn't really love that, and it does have a trope that I kind of don't really like. But I felt like they worked through their issues really, really well, and I really like to see. I just really like teacher books. Like, I wish there were more teacher books. This author is actually coming out with a new book in the series next month, actually. I remember when I saw that, and I thought that was going to be so long ago, so, like, far away. But it's already about to be September. So, yeah, she's coming out with a new book, which I'm so excited about, because I feel like fall and September is, like, so back to school. It's so fall. It's so cozy and cute. I think, low-key, that's why I go into a reading slump in August, too, because it's, like, it's still summer on the calendar, but when school starts, like, it's fall. Like, when school starts, it's fall to me, but I don't want to start reading my fall books yet because I feel like I'm going to rush through all my fall books because I'm so excited for fall. So I'm like, so what do I read? And then I'm not really in the mood for summer. So I don't know, maybe August, since I know that I struggle reading during the month of August. Like, this is the second time this happened to me. Last August, I read 3 books and 2 of them were fan fictions. I think August might be reserved for a reread month. Like, maybe I'll just reread, because I like to schedule in time to reread, because otherwise you're just reading new stuff and you never get time to reread your old stuff. So I think August might be a time where I'm going to reread some of my favorite stuff. I read Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. So this is book 3 in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Yeah, I got this book back in December for Christmas as a gift, but I didn't pick it up until, oh wait, no, that's not true. I got the second one for Christmas. I bought this one in March in Louisiana. Same trip that I got Wings of Starlight. Anyways, Lost and Lassoed. So this is Teddy and Gus, right? Yes, this is Teddy and Gus. I knew it was going to be like an enemies to lovers, because in the second book, they were arguing. I was like, okay, the next book has to be their romance, and it was. So yeah, Teddy and Gus. And Gus, August Ryder, is the eldest son of the Ryder brothers, who, like, their family owns this farm. And he is like brooding and like mysterious and like kind of whatever. He's a single dad too. The mom, Camille, he and her had a one-night stand and they decided to keep the child. So, and her name is Riley and she's super cute, and he needs someone to like help watch Riley because it's summertime and he like is having a lot of projects to oversee on the ranch. So everyone's like, oh my gosh, hire Teddy to do it. She already knows Riley. She's like friends with Camille, and you know, she would be a great fit for it, but for some reason they hate each other. But obviously that doesn't last very long. Okay, next is Deuce by Kimberly Brown. Okay, so Kimberly Brown, you already know, is an author I've been dipping my toe in for a while. She wrote Rhythms Blues. She wrote what's this other book? There's Something in My Heart. There's another book I think called Hold Me While You Wait, and then there's this other series called the Giroux Family series, where it's like the Giroux, each kid in the Giroux family finds love in this book series. Anyways, I started a new series by her called The Dillinger Family or something. But anyways, they're a family of like thugs / wannabe FBI agents / spies. Like, they do like these covert type missions, and they're like really, really rich. And he basically, and the first person that the story is about, the first book is about Deuce. I don't remember. He might be the oldest son. He might not be. But anyways, his name is Deuce, and he ends up falling in love with like one of the women that works at the club that he owns, and like he has to protect her in the beginning from like this like crazy ring. I don't know if I can say the correct term on say the real term on YouTube, but there's some dangerous activities going on in the back of the club, and he saves her from that. It's very much like street violence and romance. If you like street violence and romance, dip into this, because it'll give you what you want. I rated that 4.5. All of the books that I've named so far have been 4.5 out of 5, except for Lost and Lassoed. I gave that a 4. Why? I don't know. I don't think I love enemies to lovers in like real modern day normal romance. I like enemies to lovers in like fantasy or sci-fi, but in like because why are you truly enemy? Like what? Like why are you putting that much energy towards another person that you supposedly don't like? Like it doesn't make sense to me. In fantasy, it makes total sense, because maybe, you know, you killed my mom, and that's, you know, in the Clone Wars or whatever, and that makes sense why we're enemies. But in real life romance, it doesn't make sense. Okay, next we have, oh yes, Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. Okay, so this is the 4th and final book in the series. Funnily enough, I have read every book in the series except for the first one, which is Done and Dusted. I have not read that one, but I know it's about Emily and Brooke. Like I already know, because their wedding takes place at the end of this book. So I didn't read like the little excerpt about their wedding because I wanted to wait until I've actually read their book. Oh, looks very cute. But yeah, I wanted to wait to read. But this one, I actually really liked this one. This is probably my favorite one of the whole series. It is a second chance romance. They were high school sweethearts. He is like definitely golden retriever, and she's like, I wouldn't say she's completely like Black Cat, but he's definitely golden retriever. Like I know that. Look at his tattoos. I ate this up so bad. And I was so excited for it to come in the mail. Like I don't know. Just reading about them, like how this book ended, will make you want to get your hands on this one. Like this one ends in a very dramatic fashion that leads you directly into this one. And look at the cover, it's gorgeous. Look at the sunset. I just loved it so much. I was listening to Cowboy Carter while reading this book, and it just really like did something to my soul and spirit. Like every time I hear Two Hands to Heaven, I think of this book. Like it was good. I really liked this one. Really liked it. Yeah, I had no complaints. 4.5 out of 5. Let's see, did I give any 5 stars this? I did give a 5-star this summer, and you'll be surprised by it. Okay, next we have Play the Part by Naomi Loud. So Naomi Loud wrote On the Line, which is a romance I rated 5 stars. Let me get it. Yeah, I actually have it right here. Naomi Loud wrote On the Line, which is a 5-star line cook romance that I read last October, actually almost a year ago, and I loved it so much. Yeah, I loved it so much. Like seriously, I ate it up. It was juicy, it was tea, it was everything that I needed, wanted. I will be rereading it at some point. When, I don't know. Best chef romance that I've ever have laid my eyes on. But yeah, so anyways, the second book, so this is gonna be a series. The series is called Marsford Bay, and so the second book actually follows the best friend of the girl in here and the little brother of the boy in here. Ozzy's little brother and Jamie's the girl's name is James, and her best friend. So anyways, it was the second book. I rated this one 4 out of 5. Like, it wasn't anything too crazy to me. I wanted there to be, I feel like there was a lot of tension and angst and but not enough like true romance and cutiness for me. Like, I need them to be balanced, okay? Sometimes, like, there's not enough of the balance for me. Like, I need you to be angsty, but also eventually give in and give me what I'm wanting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know Huxley came out of prison. I actually learned some stuff about prison that I didn't even know. So yeah, Huxley was in prison for something, and the friend, I don't even remember what the friend's name was, but the friend like was in a high profile relationship with this actor guy, but like he cheated on her. And so they're both kind of down, and they're both kind of very toxic. And yeah, their relationship was very, very toxic throughout most of the book. But, I mean, eventually they get together. But I like the writing, and I like Naomi Loud, and I like the world. So, yeah. Okay, that was the end of June. Next is July. Okay, so for July, I read 11 books. Okay, I was... Your girl was reading, okay? First we have, and I could have read more, like, that's the thing. Like, there were a couple of days I didn't even read. I don't want to flex on y'all too hard. Anyways, next was Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. She and her brother and her friend and, like, 2 of his friends all hang out together, right? And so they've all graduated high school, and they're all going to the same college, too. And so they all stay at this beach house. Like, their family has a beach house. Sounds familiar, right? Their family has a beach house, and they stay there sometimes. And their family let them stay there like the last month before everyone went to college. It's like a last hurrah. And so the main character has had a crush on one of the brother's friends. His name is Chase. She's had a crush on him for like her whole life. Okay. And then... but he's kind of like not reciprocating it, but then things ensue, and that's really all you need to know. Like, go into this not knowing a whole lot. I went into this not knowing, well, also there wasn't a whole lot on the blurb either, but yeah, I went into this not knowing a whole lot, and allow it to surprise you. Allow it to surprise you, because I was very surprised. I was like, wait a minute, what? So yeah, I very, very much... okay, I was clocking the tea. It was full of tea. So if you like tea, read it. Next, Losing Control by Lottie Nisha. I also rated this 4 out of 5 stars. These 2 books, I feel like some of these books have been on my list for a while, and I actually finally got to them. I finally got to some of these books. Like, that Losing Control book has been on my Kindle TBR for like a year straight. Say You Swear has been on my TBR for a while. Losing Control is about a rapper and like basically a random girl and the ups and downs of their relationship, honestly. Yeah, that's really like all I can tell you. It's also very dramatic. Like, it's honestly it did not have a similar vibe to the last book, but it was very up and down, very dramatic, very much the girl has a lot of family trauma. Like, sometimes I really crave like a he's a celebrity, she's not romance, because like, I don't know, it just does it for me, y'all. It just does it for me. Okay, next is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. See, the books that I've been wanting to read, that have been on my list, on my radar for a while, I finally got to them. Just for the Summer, everyone and their mother has read this book, so do I really even need to talk about it? Okay, I will. Just for the Summer is about 2 people who like online date, or they're going through their dating cycle, and they notice that anytime they date somebody and break up, the next person that person finds is the one. So the boy, I forgot what his name was, to be honest with you, but the man in the story, he makes a Reddit post about it. And then the girl in the story, she sees the Reddit post. She's like, that's funny. The same thing happens to me. Like, every time I break up with somebody, they find the one right after me. And she's like, hey, what if we fake dated or I don't know who initiates it, but they're basically like, what if we fake dated to see if we can counteract our curse? Maybe the next people that we find will be the one. Of course, naturally, you know what happens when it's a fake dating thing. You just want to scream, you don't know it, but you're in a book and I'm reading your fake dating scenario. But yeah, but anyways, so yeah, it's definitely like, it touched on psychology, it touched on trauma, it touched on healing, and it had an also very like whimsical type setting. Like it was set in, I think, like on a small cottage on a small island in Minnesota, and it was just like so cozy to me. And yeah, I really, really liked that, and it really gave. I would read it again. Yeah, like it definitely wasn't how I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like nonsense with no substance, but it actually had a lot of substance. Like I low-key teared up. So yeah. Okay, next. Also a book that I have been avoiding, but not just because I knew it would be emotionally taxing, but because it was controversial. It's a stepbrother romance. It is called June 1st by Jennifer Hartman. Y'all, Jennifer Hartman. Y'all, if you have watched me since the beginning, you know my first ever video, I read like 2 or 3 or 4 Jennifer Hartman books in 1 month, okay? I love Jennifer Hartman, like, so much. All of her stuff is good. Like, some stuff is, like, better than good, and some of her stuff is good, okay? This was my first Jennifer Hartman that I have picked up in 2025. I think the last time I read a Jennifer Hartman, I think it was Still Beating, and that was in November. And Still Beating, I also avoided that one as well. But anyways, I still think this cover should be blue, because like if you read this book, you know that like the main characters love the color blue, and it's summer, and when I think of blue, I think of June. When I think of June, I think of blue, and you know. But anyways, this is June 1st. I read it on my Kindle, but I had to buy it because it was just so juicy. And I had to add it to the physical Jennifer Hartman collection. But yeah, anyways, here's the tea, okay? Here's the tea. So basically, the main character, Brant, okay? He loses his parents at a young age. I won't explain how or why. He loses his parents at a young age, and he has to move in with his best friend's family across the street. He moves in with his best friend's family. His best friend's mom is currently pregnant with a child named June, because she was born on June 1st. So yeah. So June and Brant and Theo and June are the brother and sister, and Brant is Theo's best friend, who they like brought into the family and adopted. They all grow up together. But okay, Brant and June start to like each other. Like, they just do. Like, they have never had a true brother and sister relationship. They've always seen each other as more. Their love is so deep, y'all. Like, their love is so deep. Their care for each other is so deep. If you want dramatic, romantic, like, oh my gosh, I've never seen two people love and care for each other more than ever. Like, this, you got it. I ate it up. It was so good. Okay, next is Irreversible. So this started my Jennifer Hartman spiral. Next I read Irreversible by Jennifer Hartman and Shelley St. Clair. This is not their first collab, but it is their most recent collab. Irreversible is about two people that have been kidnapped for like 2 different reasons, and they're each on one side of the wall, and they're like communicating with each other, and yeah. Eventually they escape after hundreds of pages, but it's a lot. It's a lot, and it was very dark. Like, it was very dark in a way that wasn't like juicy dark. Like, it was dark in a way where there low key was like no romance at all. Yeah. So I can't say it's my favorite, but it's on the darker sky. It's on the darker side. It says like, if you liked Still Beating, you know, give this a try. I like Still Beating way more though, but you know. Okay, next we have At the Waterfall by Smardine S. I wanted to read something cutesy because I have been reading like crazy stuff. And this was a black girl who's an aspiring author and a white boy who like makes content doing something or something. I don't even know, remember what he does. But they end up booking the same cottage, and they kind of have to like get along together. Like, hey, like this is crazy. We booked like the same Airbnb cottage, and they kind of like, you know, obviously they fall in love. Like, it was very cute. I rated it. Oh, you know what? I rated June 1st 5 stars, y'all. 5 stars. The way it had me feeling, the way I just reread some parts of it the other night. Okay, 5 stars. Irreversible, 3.5 out of 5. At the Waterfall was a 4 out of 5. Then we have Love and Other Lost Things by Melissa Weisner. This one is another one where the woman is escaping a husband who is abusive, and she returns to her small town to like kind of pick up the pieces and repair her relationship with her mother, because she also has the main character also has an abusive father who recently passed. So there is something that happens at the end of this book that made me love it so much, honestly. Like, I've never seen this happen in this kind of book where the woman is trying to fight off her abuser. I've never seen this happen before, and I loved it, and I ate it up, and I stand. Okay, I really, really liked it. The ending, at least. The romance was like, it was okay. Like, it wasn't crazy or anything, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Okay, next was The Perfect First by Maya Hughes. So Maya Hughes, I was disappointed by Miss Maya this time. Maya Hughes wrote The Art of Falling for You. That was a football sports romance that I read last September and actually really, really liked, because it kind of reminded me of Catch the Sun a little bit. Which I think I might reread that. But anyways, yeah, but anyway, so I wanted to give her other series a try, because the main boy character who's in the Art of Falling for You trilogy is also in this series as well as like a background character. But yeah, The Perfect First, it was okay. It wasn't very romantic to me. Basically, this girl, she has like lived a very sheltered life. She has never done anything ever, and she wants to go to college and basically interview people to see who wants to be her first romantic encounter. And she runs into our main character. His name is Reese or something like that. I don't even remember. But she runs into the main character, and he kind of like signs up to do it, and you know, they end up obviously really liking each other, even though it's just supposed to be a deal. You know, like, if you liked the deal, then maybe you'll be attracted to this, but don't be surprised that it's not the same at all. Okay. Next is The Assassin's Blade. Ooh, it's a Star Wars fanfic. You thought so? This Star Wars fanfic is if everything happened at the end of episode 3 of Star Wars happened, except Padme fakes her death and ends up becoming an assassin for the rebellion. Crazy. So she ends up becoming an assassin. Obviously, that's going to attract the attention of Darth Vader. He does think that she is dead, but then obviously he's going to uncover, you know, using the Force, that that's his wife. Like, listen, a real man knows his wife anywhere. But anyways, yeah, so this is kind of like them picking up the pieces a little bit, and like, is she going to, and he, like, has his issues with Emperor Palpatine and stuff, because we already know Darth Vader probably regretted what he did shortly after everything that happened, but he just went along with it because he's a man of his word. But anyways, yeah, it was good. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, next, The Strawberry Patch Pancake House. This was so cute. I rated this 5 stars. Let's start off with that. It was so cute, and it wasn't, you're probably surprised by that, because you're like, what? Like, the writing wasn't even what I was avoiding this Pumpkin Spice Cafe series just because everyone was saying, like, the plot wasn't that good. It was just spicy. And I liked the plot of this. I actually don't even feel like it was that spicy. I mean, could be that I've read other things, but, yeah. The Strawberry Patch Pancake House, I feel like it was the perfect summer read. Like, it was so summery. It was very similar, actually, to Lost and Lassoed, because the man needed someone to watch his kid over the summertime, and that's what this happened to. But yeah, this, like, a world-renowned chef finds out that he has a daughter, and the daughter's mother has passed away, so he's coming back to town to, like, get to know her so that eventually he can, you know, obviously like gain custody of her and take her away to wherever he wants to go. But he hires a nanny to help him out because he needs to get on his feet and get some money and working at the diner. But like, and like, he's a world-renowned chef, but like, this is a small town. The people don't like the fancy stuff he's making. So he's struggling with that. He wants to get along with his kid, and he's attracted to the nanny. What could happen? Okay, sounds like very like, but like, yeah, like I said, I didn't really like Gilmore Girls like that. Like, I really don't like any of the characters from Gilmore Girls. So, but I like the world of Gilmore Girls. So if you were just to take the world of Gilmore Girls and apply it to a book and swap out the characters with characters I actually liked and enjoyed, that's what this series seems to be like. Okay, I did not read Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I actually do plan on, if it's still on Kindle Unlimited when September hits, that'll be the first book I read. But if it's not, then maybe I'll buy a physical copy. Who knows? Because I really, really, honestly loved the vibes. Like, it was reminding me, if you've ever been to Dewberry, if you live in Texas and you've ever been to Dewberry Farm, or if you've ever been to Froberg Farm, then like, just that small town carnival seasonal vibe is like, I love seasonal stuff. Like, I love it so bad. It's so, I mean, who doesn't though? But yeah, this was so cute. Like, if you want a cute summery vibe with food and happiness, then read it. Okay, read it. Okay, the last book. Okay, the last book that I read is actually another Jennifer Hartman. Funnily enough, of course, I would end my summer with the Jennifer Hartman. I feel like it's only right. Okay, this is The Wrong Heart by Jennifer Hartman. This is one of her earlier books yeah, I've kind of been wanting to read. This one was very like, I like it had life lessons in addition to the romance. I rated this 4.5 out of 5 stars, by the way. But yeah, it has some really good life lessons. Like, the two main characters, they're in a support group for trying to take their own lives. And, you know, they have two different reasons why they did. And yeah, 2 different reasons why they did. But yeah, the main character and the main characters also share a connection that they don't even know that they share. Okay, there's a pen pal scenario, so you already know how that goes. He's like the cynical one, and she's kind of like the optimistic, sunshiny one, which y'all already know I don't love. I love it when she's the cynical one and he's the sunshiny one, but like, it was doable. That's probably why it wasn't 5 stars, to be honest with you. Probably the only reason, but it was like very heartbreaking. Like, very heartbreaking. Like I said, trigger warnings. They are in a support group for trying to take their own lives. So obviously that means there's a lot of death mentioned, a lot of trauma that both of them have. So, yeah. That's really that. But yeah, it has a Jennifer Hartman touch, just good and emotional. And oh my gosh, the epilogue, probably the most emotional epilogue, maybe, because another Jennifer Hartman epilogue just popped into my head as soon as I said that. But this one probably is at the top. I think between this epilogue and the Catch the Sun epilogue, those two were like very emotional, but for 2 different reasons. I mean, they're both happy, but like, this one has a little twinge of sadness to it, but also mostly happy. But yeah, this epilogue really tore me up. Your girl was crying. I was crying throughout several moments. I read this in one day, actually. So yeah, I read this in one day, on a day that I did schoolwork and ran some errands. So your girl was eating it up, okay? But yeah, guys, those are all 17 of the books that I read. Let me know what you read this summer, okay? If you read anything this summer, what do you plan to read this fall? I cannot wait to get into the cutesy fall looks with you guys. I tried to put on something summery to kind of, you know, end the summer off well. But, yeah. I am gonna try to get myself out of a reading slump. Who knows if it'll work? It's really the worst timing, because there's actually a reading competition going on at my job, and I'm letting the team down. But yeah, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.